What's up everybody, it's the Sports Code aka Aiden and welcome back to another video. This is the Manchester United versus Wolves match preview. This went from probably one of the most boring games of the calendar when it comes to how these two teams play against each other to one of the most exciting because of all the signings that's happened. And I'm really happy that we're going to probably get a lot of happy players, a lot of positivity in this game. Now, before we get started, I just want to talk about the 58-minute walkout. With all these signings and especially the timing of these signings, I really don't think this walkout is going to happen. Or if it does happen, I don't see it being a significant amount of people walking out. I think. I honestly do believe Man United might put Bruno Fernandes on the bench just so people will wait to watch him play. And if that does happen, then I think it's a little bit worrying that the Man United actually cares so much about fans leaving the arena so early. But I'm not sure. I'm gonna give my starting 11 later, but I really don't think this is gonna be a big thing that's gonna happen. Obviously, the Munich incident and respecting those people, it depends on how you view it, because the people will respect and honor them in different ways. So I can't complain about how other people do it based on my opinion. So I might believe that it's disrespectful to walk out, but I'm not going to go out and say that, because other people might not find it disrespectful and they might find it inspiring and honoring. So fair play for them if that's how they think, and I'm not going to tell anybody how to think. So I just wanted to bring that all in just to give my opinion on it. I don't think it's the best idea, and I don't think it's going to happen, or it won't be as significant as many people are predicting. But if you really believe that you're honoring those Munich, the people in Munich that crash, that people died for this club, if that's how you honor them, then I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to stand in the way and say it's wrong. So we'll get into the starting 11. Obviously in goal, David De Gea, no question. I think man of the match against Man City. He proved himself to be extremely world class. He kept us in that tie. He helped us win the game. Unfortunately, we didn't get through to the Carabao Cup, but none of that can be blamed on De Gea in my opinion. So definitely David De Gea. Right back, I think Wan-Bissaka. I'm not really sure if Wan-Bissaka is actually eligible to play. I think it might have had a knock, but I definitely think that whether he's hurt or not, he probably will play, because we definitely need him. And I think everybody knows what I'm going to say about Wan-Bissaka. He's a world-class right back, especially defensively. Offensively, he needs to improve. I think he might have a lot of chances to go forward in this game, because Wolves do like to sit back against us. So he might have a chance to whip in a few crosses, and we'll just see what happens with that. Centre-backs, I believe Lindelof is fine as well. Lindelof and Maguire. I'm going to start with Lindelof. He didn't have a good game against Man City. I don't think he's had a good game against Man City for the 3 times that we versed. So yeah, I think against Wolves it's a different story for him. I definitely think he's going to have a much better game against Wolves, because I don't feel like Wolves are going to come out and attack us as much, especially at Old Trafford. But we'll see. You never know. I think Lindelof will have a decent game. And Harry Maguire. Now, Harry Maguire played very well against Man City, and I expect him to do the same here. I think he's kind of it took him a bit of time, but he's thriving under that pressure of being the captain. And it's a big responsibility. So obviously, people might not adapt to it very quickly. And it took him a couple of games, but I think he's getting there. And I think he's definitely captain material. So let's just hope that we see more out of that from Harry Maguire. We see more good performances. And yeah, let's just see. Left back, Brandon Williams has to play left back. Obviously, there's no real question. I know we'll just stick to the left back for now. With Brandon Williams, I think if we were going to play a good formation, the formation that we usually play, Brandon Williams would be left back, because he's the better left back at the moment, and we need to play our strongest players against Wolves. Now, Ollie basically said in his press conference that we're going to potentially be playing 3 at the back. So if we're playing a 3-5-2, I do see Luke Shaw again playing as the other centre-back. I personally don't agree with it, but I can understand why you'd want to play Luke Shaw, and he has done well in those positions against top quality top quality teams, and Wolves is a top quality team, maybe not as top quality as Man City or Liverpool, so I'm expecting him to have a good game here as well. I don't see the reason why we need to play 3 at the back against Wolves, because they're going to be parking the bus against us, so 3 centre backs is a bit wasted, but yeah, so I'm going to say we're going to play 3-5-2 just because he kind of said it's not really gone anywhere, did he? So I hope we don't, but it looks like we will. So yeah, that's pretty much 5 at the back. So the midfielders, I think obviously Fred. I think Fred is a must. Fred is the player it's kind of putting the chemistry together. I think Fred and Bruno Fernandes together will have a pretty good partnership. But I'm kind of worried because Pogba and McTominay will come back after this game for the break. There's a 2-week break, and I'm kind of worried that Fred's just going to get like thrown out, and I don't think he deserves that. I really don't. I think Fred has kind of put our season, and he saved it in a way. Of course, the performances haven't been good enough, but Fred, without Fred, that midfield, we probably would have not won a game. So I think Fred is a must for this game, and I might might make another video explaining why Fred should not just be benched, but we'll see how we go with that. Now Matic looks like he might be carrying a little bit of a knock, but I do believe he's suspended in this game, if I'm not mistaken, because of the Man City red card. I'm pretty sure that applies to the Premier League, so we're not going to see Matic. I'm thinking Andreas Pereira is going to play this position, because no one else can. And I don't think we're playing Bruno in that position is the best idea for his first game, because we're not going to see what he's really about. And yeah, so I think that's pretty simple to understand. I'm not sure how Ollie's going to set up a 3-5-2 with the players that we have currently available, but we'll see. You never know. We'll go to the cam or the other midfielder. I think this has to be Bruno Fernandes. I know he probably won't, but I'm going to just go on a limb and say he has to start because he's better than everybody that we have. And I know he has to get used to his teammates, and I know that he has to keep training and maybe come on from bench appearances and whatever they want to throw out to us. But I just definitely think whether he knows our teammates or not, he makes us better because we have no cam whatsoever that can make an impact better than Bruno. And the only one that we do have, we're not giving chances to. So it definitely has to be Bruno's position, man, from the very start. If other players want to come and take his spot, they have to earn it. But for now, that's Bruno's spot, and he hasn't even had a game here. So it just shows how bad the players that have been in that position are. I'm not saying they're bad players, but in that position, they've been bad. So yeah, Bruno has to play. And now the 2 strikers up front. Obviously, one of them has to be Martial. I think this is straightforward, the Martial one, really. He's our best striker. I know he hasn't had a good run of form, but if we're playing Bruno, we might get to see a little bit more opportunities. I think with Martial, he works better in a system where better players are. So obviously, with better players, equals a better Martial. So I think that that's key, and I also think Greenwood will start as well. Now I know people are gonna say that the lone striker is gonna play, but like I said before, I don't think Bruno's gonna start, and I don't think the lone striker is gonna start. Yeah, I don't know why. I just have that feeling Igalo will not start, and Greenwood will. I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. Igalo's a lone player after all, so it kind of makes sense for him to be a backup. And but Bruno is a permanent deal, so he should be playing as much as he can. That's fair enough in my eyes. By the way, since Igalo obviously just joined the club, and I didn't really make a video for anyone that's still in the video, I just want to say I'm pretty happy with this loan move. We needed a striker. We needed an extra body. He's not what Man United fans would want out of a striker, but he's quick. He's not good with his age. Like, obviously he's 30, so It's pretty short term, but at the same time, we're not keeping this player. We have an option to buy, but it doesn't look like we're going to keep him, which is fine. A loan move, any striker, in my opinion, for a loan move would have been good because we just need a body there. We need another forward there, and he is Premier League proven, and I think that's perfect for us. Of course, it's not the most ideal striker, but I think it's a perfect deal to make, especially with the time that we had to make it in. So yeah. And that's the team. That's the team that I think that we're going to go with. When it comes to my prediction, I can definitely see this being a draw. I really feel like Old Trafford is kind of the place where we don't perform. We're better as an away team, in my opinion. And it shows against how we beat Man City at the Etihad twice. We are much better away than we are at home. So I could definitely see this being a draw, but I can also see this being a win. I'm not sure if we lose this game, because there's too much positivity just for it to be turned around and lose. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go for a Man United win, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. I think that's the best we're going to get. I don't think we're going to bag 3 goals. I don't think Wolves are going to bag 3 goals. I just think it's going to be a very tight, very defensive game. Potential counter-attacks for both sides. Wolves are very good at counter-attacks. And yeah, I definitely see this being a 2-1 win for us. And it probably will be a draw, but I'm going to go for a Man United win. And what does this mean for the break? I think beating Wolves will kind of kick them out of the top 4 race that they're currently in with us and Chelsea and other teams. So beating Wolves is a very big step to taking that top 4 position that we rightfully should be going for. Whether we deserve it or not is questionable, but we definitely deserve to be in the fight at the moment, because Chelsea are giving us all the opportunities in the world to take it from them, and we got to capitalise eventually. So beating Wolves is the first step, and then we could get to Chelsea later, and we'll see what happens with that. But definitely beating Wolves is a must, in my opinion. If we don't beat Wolves, then we're just getting further and further away. So, yeah, definitely going to be an important game to play. Now, there's not really much else that I want to say besides I really hope that Bruno starts, and I think if Man United decide to bench him for the reason of the walkout, then I think it's a bit stupid. I think it's unprofessional, and I think it's a little bit childish. It's a little bit like, oh, look what they're gonna do. I'm gonna do this, you know. It's just I expect better if that's the case. So I hope to see him start. I think Man United will send a very strong message, not only to the players that need to be stepping up, but to the fans as well, that we're looking and we're going to go for this top 4 in this season now. Anyway, that's all I really have to say. Let's hope for a Man United win. This is the Sports Code. Like and subscribe. Take care and peace.